Hey everybody, and welcome to Meals with Melissa, where I give you healthy ideas of things that you love to eat. Now, today is one of my favorites. This is something I eat quite regularly because, of course, once you start kind of getting on the path of eating healthy and nutritious, sometimes it gets a little boring and you got to be creative. So what I'm going to make for you today is what I make most of the time for breakfast because I love it. It's easy to make and you can change things out as you want. So we're going to make a breakfast burrito. Now, it's going to be a little different than you normally think because we're not using tortillas. I have Hashimoto's thyroiditis, so I eat gluten-free, which honestly, I think if we all started eating gluten-free, we would find some amazing results from that, but I know that's difficult to do. So let me start with my first step. I've already got my pan on the stove, and I am actually heating up coconut oil. At my house, we use coconut oil, extra virgin olive oil, macadamia nut oil, and I gotta say it right because my kids will get after me, avocado oil. And so, because those are healthier versions, actually vegetable oil is significantly bad for you. So I heat that up, and then personally what I add to it, you can add any vegetables you want. I've actually already cut up some diced onion there, so I'm gonna throw that in there, along with a little bit of spinach. I love spinach, and it has a lot of nutrients and vitamins to it. And by cooking it down just a little bit in the coconut oil, it actually releases some of the vitamins, and your body's more able to absorb them when you eat this. So I'm gonna throw some of that in there. Actually, it's a pretty good chunk that I'd like to throw in there. I'm gonna say about a cup to 2 cups, depending on what I have on hand. It actually cooks down, and it doesn't quite take the space that it does. I don't know if you can see it there with. All right, I know it's kind of an awkward spot here. I gotta find a better way to do this, a little bit better situation. Okay, so I'm gonna let that cook for a minute. I'm actually gonna cover it with a lid and let that cook up just for a little bit, just stirring it a little bit. I want the onions to become opaque and the spinach to cook down just a little bit. Meanwhile, let me show you what I'm going to use for my burrito wrap. Now again, I don't use tortillas anymore. Even the wheat ones, again, that's gluten. So I use something that I found called Norigami Wraps. They're gluten-free pea wraps. I just get them from my local store. It has a really great health food section. And I just go down there and buy these several at a time. Unfortunately, they keep carrying them. So you can order them on Amazon. I just don't like to order from Amazon. No offense, Amazon. It's just because I like to support my local businesses. But this is by a company called, I think it's Michel de France. I don't know, probably totally beating that one up. But I really like them. Notice that they are 20 calories per. Now, I do have to use 2. They're very, very thin, and I'm going to show those to you in just a second. But they have virtually, so 2 grams of protein. They're very low sodium and very, very low carb. It has 1 carbohydrate per wrap. So again, and they have like 5 flavors. My store only carries 2. This is the chia seed one. I believe it has a sesame seed one. I know I saw something with like chilies anyway. There's like 5 of them if you look online and go to their website. So what I'm gonna do while this is cooking down is, like I said, there's 6 of them in a package. I use 2 because otherwise, with the egg being a little bit moist, it's going to just break right through them. But that only ends up being 40 calories. And it's awesome, right? Versus a tortilla that's what, like 100 calories? So again, I'm gonna use 2 of these. I like to get this ready out on my plate, so as soon as I'm done cooking, we are good to go. This literally takes me 5 minutes in the morning to do. All right, so for eggs, now normally at this point in my life, because I've learned a lot, I like to get eggs from a local chicken farmer, but unfortunately they're molting because it's cold outside. It's just this time of year, and so they are not currently producing eggs, so I buy what I can at the store. I did get, these are the Wilcox omega-3 free range, that's what I can find. Now, even from these, which is probably one of your better options than versus just white eggs, I prefer homegrown right from the chicken. You don't even have to refrigerate them. They taste different. They're fed different. They taste different. I describe it as more buttery. That's just amazing. Like, there's just no comparison. But that's what we're going to use today because that's what we have on hand. All right, I'm going to stir this up for just a sec. As soon as it cooks down, I'll take the lid off. I just want it to really heat up the spinach really quick. All right, so I'm gonna take 2 eggs. I guess I'm cooking this in coconut oil. So realize you're going to have a little higher fats, but these are low carb. So again, I tend to eat a little lower carb diet. Diabetes runs in my family, and the one thing that I have learned about diabetes and epigenetics, which is just the study of how your environment plays a role on your genetics. So I know that diabetes runs in my family, but I also know that depending on what I do, I can actually completely stay away from diabetes by not eating a bunch of garbage. So I just tend to eat a little lower carb. I did eat a little more over Christmas because it's Christmas and family, but for the most part, I also know I feel like garbage when I eat a lot of that. So I'm gonna take 2 of these eggs. And these are nice large brown eggs. They are refrigerated. Like I said, when you don't refrigerate eggs straight from the chicken, it actually has a protective film over it. So by washing it, it washes off the film. All right, wash my hands real quick. Ooh, hello. Okay, so I'm going to scramble those up, and you can have them however you want. Now here's the cool thing. You can add whatever you want to this. One of my favorite options for these is the Isernio's chicken sausage. You could do a little bit of ham, just, make sure that you're getting the uncured, because cured has the carcinogens in them, the nitrates. So, just be smart about it. I mean, you could add chicken. I mean, go crazy. Whatever it is that you love, that obviously is a little bit healthier. All right. So once this is ready, I'm going to add the eggs to it. Don't need the lid anymore. Can you hear it crackle? It's so good. All right, stir those around just a little bit more. I like them to just be starting to caramelize before I pour in my eggs. So I'm going to leave that a little bit longer. Like I said, I've got my tortilla, my wrap ready to go. All right. So my eggs are going to go in there in just a second. Now, I do add a little bit of seasoning when I'm done. I personally like a little bit of Lowry's. Now, unfortunately, Lowry's does contain a smidge of sugar to it, which I don't understand. Like, I get it. I get why they do it. It's just really annoying. It actually is ingredient number 2. So I try not to use a lot of it, but I do like a little bit of seasoning salt. And then to that, I also add my own onion powder and garlic powder to that. I just like the flavoring of that, and then that's perfect. That's all I'm putting in. But you can actually try some different seasonings, be creative, see what you like. Okay, so just about ready there. By the way, I hope you had an incredible holiday season. I know it's the new year, and I know it's time for everybody to start thinking about their health goals again. I would say let's work on making health a lifestyle. I know you hear me say that all the time, but that's really what it is. You don't have to give up all the things that you love that you know aren't good for you, but you can back off of those so that they're not making a detrimental effect to your health. All right. Like I said, I ate some stuff over Christmas. I did. But let me tell you, when I ate more than I know I should, my body tells me really quick what it thinks about that. And I quickly go, I can't do that again. That's not fun. Okay, so to that I'm going to add my eggs. And just honestly, I'm just going to stir them up until they're scrambled. Here we go. I love fresh eggs directly from the chicken. The yolk is so orange compared to even these brown eggs. So yeah, this time of year, I mean, you use what you can find, but I miss it. Okay, so a little bit of Lowry's, a little bit of the onion and garlic powders, and literally that's it. So this is my breakfast most mornings, just because it's super easy, it's super fast. That and a cup of raspberries, and I'm good to go, because that's my favorite. That would be my favorite berry. Someday I'm going to have raspberry bushes. That is the goal. So one of the biggest issues I know a lot of us really struggle to even just get in the right nutrients and eat a lot of vegetables, healthy foods. The problem with that is that even as you do start eating them, vegetables these days don't contain as many nutrients as they used to, because our soils have been used so much, and those nutrients they get depleted from the soil. They're not put back. I think would be very interested, and probably on my list of things to do, to start looking at regenerative farming, which I find fascinating anyway, because my husband works in ag and fertilizer. So just something to think about. This last year started my own garden, and I expect myself to be able to do it again this year and improve upon it. So when you grow your own vegetables, you control what goes in it, what they are, whether they're organic. So not a bad option. I think we've really, with the invent of quick, fast, convenient food shipped from all over the world, I think we have really forgotten some basic things that our body runs on nutrients. And so when we don't get those, and of course with the standard American diet, unfortunately, we're really not getting the things that we need for our bodies to run efficiently, and then we wonder why we have such issues with disease. All right. And that's just about it. I just want to make sure, I don't like mine runny whatsoever, so I'm just going to make sure that it's cooked all the way through. Okay. And I'm just going to add it to my little wrap here. And honestly, I try to put it towards the top and then just roll it up and roll it together. So that's all that takes. It's super easy. It's super good. Hopefully you can find these. They're a little less expensive in the store than they are on Amazon. I want to say that in the store they're about $4.59 or something like that for a package. Amazon, I want to say they're closer to $7. So again, check your local store, especially if you have like a Fred Meyer or something that has a really great health food section, or even go to your local health food store and see if they will carry it for you. It's not a bad option. So have an incredible, healthy new year. I hope things go really great for you. You know, it's all about an attitude of gratitude and figuring out how to best deal with what's going on around the world right now. So I love you all. Stay safe, stay happy. Bye now.